Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection Workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease, is all part of our balanced breakfast. And around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and we get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench, you're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week, Monday through Saturday, helping you keep your ride safe, reliable, and ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend renter, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that strange rattle really means, welcome aboard. Stick around for shop talk, expert advice, few good laughs, and maybe even a flashback story. Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard. If you're joining us for the very first time, it's Saturday, 8 a.m., Motormouth's Morning Drive. So if you are in the drive-thru this morning and you are scheduled to work, that sucks. We feel bad for you. Buy a coffee for someone behind you. It'll make you feel better. Yeah, it might. Give it a try. Well, grab your morning beverage, whatever that is, and the snack that goes alongside of it, because it's a combo, and lock that down in your cup holder, and we're going to unlock 3 questions today, another Q&A Saturday. And in order for you to get your questions into the heap of questions that come in, here's what you need to know. By Friday's noon hour, high noon, yeah, that's right. It's the best I can do for you. A bit of Clint Eastwood there. Yeah. Friday by noon, tumbleweed or not, we got to have your questions in. So that's motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. or Niall at ccbusnet.com. That information is readily available for you because everything we talk about lives at our website. It's the biggest drawer we have in our toolbox. So on the home page, you'll find our program partners that make this podcast possible and our YouTube channel. They're giving us just enough support to keep the lights on, so we need to get monetized ASAP. We're almost at the halfway mark of our subscribers. Give us a push. If you're watching the videos, which I know you are, we get to see that. I watch the analytics every day so that I know that everything that Skippy and I are doing isn't just slinging mud on the wall. We're doing things with specific intent, because we need to get the results to be able to buy parts, do the labor, film the video, and get that up so that you can see and learn some of the basic fundamentals. So thank you to our program sponsors that came along with us as we made the jump to all digital now, with more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. Remember, cars don't break when it's convenient, folks. They break when it hurts. Absolutely. It's been a crazy month here in the Car Connection Workshop. So to finish off the story on our homepage of our website, I don't like to bounce around all over and give you like 20 different opportunities to connect. Everything's there for you on our homepage. Go to our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, and top right-hand corner, you'll see all the links for all the platforms we are involved with, and that's YouTube. We have well over 300 items for you to entertain yourself and learn stuff on our YouTube channel. All our podcasts are piling in there daily, so when we put up a new one, it lands in our YouTube channel, and I'm working on doing thumbnails for all of those. That takes time. I'm a wrencher, and I'm learning all this digital stuff. So for anyone out there who says you're too old, too short, too fat, too skinny, any excuse will do. I got to make soup. If I can do this, and I grew up a wrench head, you can do it too. You can learn stuff. What it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and how you could have saved money just by simply knowing some stuff about your car. You don't have to get out there and trade time for money to make a stupid car payment, paying interest and principal for the next 5 to 7 years. You don't have to do that. That's just media information sucking your brain out with a turkey baster from the dollar store. And they suck. I just got to tell you that. We use them a lot in the shop. But most of the time they're a one time, and then the thing falls apart and it's like miserable. It's miserable. So everything's there on our homepage. YouTube's, Facebook, Instagrams. Skippy puts up reels and bloopers on those two platforms. She takes care of that. And thank goodness, because I'd probably just hammer Facebook and Instagram with a big 8-pound hammer. So she got the patience for that. I just, you know what? You can only take so much. You know what I'm saying? We're also on Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. That's a website that Skippy is our videographer. So just in case you don't know that, that's who takes care of all the weird stuff that goes on behind the scenes. The reels, the bloopers, and specific shots with the video when I'm not looking. Like last week's goes, you weren't, what are you doing? She goes, you weren't supposed to look at me. Oh, is that whose camera is that? She goes, it's mine. I'm just getting some material to use for a new reel. Oh, okay, I'll turn the other way. See, that's the stuff you don't get to see on the YouTubes, but you will get to see that on Facebook and Instagram and have a good laugh. Make sure you put your hot beverage down before you do that. We are professionals on Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, so we do articles there, as well as if you click on the business tab, you'll find us there. Our profile will open. You can email me from there as well if you really, 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 really want to. Our iHeart Radio link is there. We're on all platforms now, including Podbean. Still waiting for someone to say, I got this 19 something blah blah blah, and that's the name I gave it, was Podbean. I'm waiting for somebody to send me an email and tell me that. Or if you were to have a vehicle, what kind of vehicle would yours be if it was going to have the moniker Podbean attached to it? Yeah, I got one in mind. I'm just waiting to see if somebody matches what I'm thinking about. So you can click there. You can find us on any podcast platform. We are there: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all the other platforms that are out there. Just type in the search box, Car Connection Workshop. Next, we have our Grab Some Motormouth merch online store. When you do that, and thank you to all of you who have been doing that, you guys rock. We love you very much. Thank you, because the proceeds go to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses, Canada and USA, to provide the help needed for those who have made the decision. Today's the day to break free from their addiction, and there's a brand new life waiting for them at Total Freedom Addiction Campuses, Canada and the US. So thank you for doing that. We don't get a dime from that. It goes straight to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses. So shop till you drop. It's a safe place to do that. Order what you like. If you haven't got your Car Connection official coffee mug, I don't know why. We're still waiting. Skippy and I are still waiting for ours to show up. We don't know what happened. I think we got stuck in the back order file or something. So we best get on that. Well, let's jump into the morning and have our morning swiggy together. And that is brought to us by The team at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931. So when you look around and you see block buildings and stuff like that, they could have built that. They could have made the blocks for that building. You don't know for sure. We'd have to ask. So they also have metal. So if you need sill plates, I think that's what they call them. They have angle irons, all different sizes, and rebars to make all those major building concepts that you have, bring them to life. Yeah, don't talk about it. Build it. That's right. If you're looking to create that beautiful outdoor living space like a lot of people have been doing, that's where they hang out. Well, they can help you do that. And we thank Kathy, Dave, and Dan Grimo for making that available. Kathy Grimo has a list of contractors, so if you need a referral, she can give you a very good contractor referral that will help you design the outdoor yard space, your outdoor living space, that oasis you've always wanted to have. They can get it designed, estimate it. You can pick out all the goodies that you want to include in that outdoor space, and I'll tell you, it will look absolutely stunning. They have everything, including slate, available to you, designer blocks and pavers, you name it, and stone. It's crazy good. So you can put together your special space and enjoy it. So thank you to Niagara Block for bringing us our morning swiggy. We count it down and we have it together. You ready? Let's have it together. 3, 2, 1. Refreshing. That's the key word today. Refreshing. It's Saturday. We made it to the weekend. What's a weekend? I don't know. I don't get weekends until, when head up to my brother-in-law's cottage. Then I get weekends. I'm not complaining. You take a little time here and there wherever you can sneak out some white space on your calendar and just use it for what it's worth. Absolutely. Well, there are only two ways to own a car. Living in the unknown or living in the know. And I like to remind you of this, and as for all those who are new listeners, you're one or the other. So there's only two ways to own a car. You're living in the unknown or living in the know. One creates stress, and emotional damage, and the other gives you freedom. Can you figure out which one? First of all, which category do you fall into, and which one gives you stress and emotional damage, and which one gives you peace of mind and freedom? Being in the know or being in the unknown? Put that in an email. Fire that over to me. So how long would your car last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? Well, we've revamped what we used to call our Car Connection Maintenance Schedule Kit, and we've designed it so that it specifically works for any vehicle out there. You could possibly even use it on equipment, but probably not, unless it has wheels and brakes and hydraulics and filters and fluids. You could use some of it. Yeah, you could use some of the Car Connection fleet maintenance system to organize that maintenance for you. Well, we've done all that for you, and very shortly we should have the profile page for that up on our website, so you can read all about it, all the details, know how you get one, and see what you're getting. And we have special pricing for those who are subscribed to our YouTube channel. And I'll tell you, whatever age group or whoever you are, single mom, single dad, single gal, you're running the whole show on your own, or a single fella, get yourself into our YouTube channel and watch till you drop, because you are going to learn so much about the basics of automobile ownership and the basic fundamentals of maintenance that you will be a walking secret weapon when you go into the service center. That's right. You won't have to send me an email saying, do you think they ripped me off? You'll actually be able to play ball, and they'll know you know something. Yeah, and that I can't put in your head, but I can teach you through the YouTube channel. And that's what it's all about. The channel is not about, building four-wheel off-road stuff and monster trucks. And we did that before. And, it's now spending, I'm 44 years into the automotive repair and service business, light truck and passenger vehicles, highway trucks and coaches. I'm sharing that knowledge with you. Because I'll tell you what, if every single one of you treated your automobile like it was an 18-wheeler, you would get it. You would really, really, really get it. And what do I mean by that? Before we jump into our 3 questions, if you owned and operated a big rig, hauling stuff north, south, east, and west, you would understand something that's called downtime. Downtime many years ago was about $900 a day. That was back in the mid to late 80s. What do you think that number would look like per day now? Big money. So imagine you own and operate a rig and you're hauling for a company. If you can't haul, you make no money. Got it? You make no money. If your rig is down and you can't take the load, it gets passed to someone else who can hook onto it and go, because they have customers that are expecting product on time. And especially if it's perishable stuff, it can't wait. It's got to go. It's on a timer. It's got to get where it needs to go so it can be sold on the store shelves. Imagine if that were your vehicle instead of just your automobile. How important would it be that your rig is ready at a moment's notice to hook onto a load and go? Because then you get paid. You wouldn't want to miss a service. You wouldn't want it to be not running and healthy and not well. You would probably be really good at making sure your rig is 100% ready to perform. And having a roadside breakdown with a load on is not going to get you paid either, because somebody's going to have to come get it. And you're there until you can get hauled in and get your truck fixed, but you're not getting paid. You may get paid some mileage for the amount of the run that you actually accomplished, but as for the rest, that's somebody else's money. So what would your mindset be? And I'm gonna twist this right in just a minute. Get ready. I'm gonna twist this. No, I'm not one of those woke people. They'd never survive around me. They blow a head gasket that's not replaceable, because I'll mess with them big time. So anyhow, yeah, because you can't fix stupid. You just can't. I can show you stuff. You can't fix it. It's over. Over. Here's the thing. Yeah. How important would it be that you're making things right on that truck constantly, making sure that it's ready to go on a moment's notice and you don't care how many miles are on it? If your neighbor says, oh, how many miles you got on your rig? 500,000. Well, you're still putting money into that thing? Well, why don't you go and check and see how much a new one is? It's the price of a house. Did you know that? Do that. Here's something I'm going to give you for homework. It shouldn't take you long. Google how much to buy a rig. Brand new today. Pick it doesn't matter whether it's Kenworth, Freight Shaker, Freightliner, Mack, Peterbilt, International, Volvo, Western Star. Pick one. Pick a couple of them. And just do a Google search. How much for a big rig? And watch your eyeballs pop clean out of your head. Just like that, like a tennis ball. There they go. Gone. You'll lose it. But you then think of this. What would your mindset be? You're laying down that money because you're an independent driver. It's your rig. not the company. The company has nothing to do with your rig. It's their trailer. It's their load. Your rig is your deal. It's your baby. If you What are you talking about, Siri? I'm thinking it's time for you to get me a cup of coffee and one of those donuts with little chocolate sprinkles on. Can you rustle that up for me? Well, thank you. You're such a honey, you know that? She shows up when you... Here's the thing. Siri shows up when you don't want her and doesn't show up when you do want her. It's like a cat, honestly. Or a fish. Yeah, but you can fix that quickly. So, talking about trucks, just imagine waking up tomorrow morning and your car is gone and you have a big rig in your driveway. That's your paycheck. If it is sitting in the driveway, that's your non-paycheck. If it's broken down and in the shop, that's a non-paycheck. And what do you think the payment is on one of those big rigs? I'm challenging you. Google how much for any one of those manufacturers I mentioned. How much is that rig going to cost? Brand new. And then take a look at some used ones. And they won't have 0 miles on them. They could have 800,000 miles on them. And there's times when the engine has to be torn down and built. We do what's called an in-frame overhaul. We don't have to take the engine out. We take the engine apart, and the main engine block stays in the frame rails, and the rest, we're overhauling it in the truck. That's called an in-frame rebuild. So that's why they do SOS. I don't know if it's still called SOS or not, but I'm just talking a bit of trucking, because imagine if this is how you really looked after and looked at the vehicle that you have in the driveway that's paid for, that may have high mileage, but it's still in really good shape. That's a winner. That's a hauler right there. That baby is making you money when it leaves the driveway, because you're not paying principal and interest. Whatever parts you got to sock into that baby to keep it going, it's just like a trucker. He isn't going to put 100,000 kilometers on and ditch the rig. No, he's going to put 1,000,000 miles on it and probably still rebuild the engine and do an in-frame, because it's cheaper than buying another rig. And if you're looking after that rig, everything else is in order, but the engine's getting tired and it can be completely rebuilt for a whole lot less than what it's going to take to replace it. So if we use that concept to that older vehicle in your driveway, just like I've got the 07 FJ all torn apart in the shop. I'll send you a thumbnail on that. Yeah, because there's some videos coming up. I don't think Skippy and I, we're not putting those up until week after next. So into May. I think the first one goes up somewhere around May 1st. Yeah, I look at that rig and I go, I don't care how many miles are on it. Honestly, I could care less. I think in the one video I actually went to the dash and read it off for you, just so you knew how many kilometers are on it. I could care less, because I'm looking after it. I treat it like a highway truck. It needs stuff, get it done. Don't let it slide. Don't let it get behind. And that would have to be your mindset if you owned a big rigger. Exactly. You don't let the services slide. You don't disrespect it, because that's your rolling paycheck. That's it right there. So if it doesn't have a trailer hooked onto it and it ain't going down the highway, you ain't getting a paycheck. It's that simple. And mileage doesn't really mean a whole lot to the big riggers, because they take care of that truck like it's the last one they can buy. They get the services done. They get the filters changed, get the brakes checked, get tires done. They can't afford to not be hauling a load. When you see a truck, a highway truck going down the highway, bobtailing, that's what we call it, bobtailing. It does not have a trailer on the back. That's costing a lot of money to boogie that thing down the road, bobtailing with nothing on the back. Not good. So I leave you with that. Imagine, look, when you look in the driveway, that older vehicle that you have that's paid off and it's in decent shape, change your mindset. Don't listen to the outsiders that are saying it's old, you're going to put parts on it. I'll tell you what, you're going to put parts on a 3-year-old vehicle, and when that turns 4, you're going to put some more parts on it. When it turns 5, you're going to put some more parts on it. That's just the way it is. It's a piece of equipment. It could be a piece of something else, but this is a family show. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's jump into weekend weather. We got to know what's going on so we know how to dress. Then we're going to dive right into, I've picked 3 questions to share with you. 3 questions. Kim, Gerry, and Bill put forward what I thought was some really good questions. They were all good questions, but I don't have time for all of them. And what I don't use, I put back in the pile for the following Saturday. So again, if you want to get your question on the air with me on Saturday mornings by noon in the car corral, your questions have to be in. motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com, ccbusnet. No, that's the website. Niall@ccbusnet.com. And I always try and remember to make sure that those contact informations are in the description box of our YouTube videos and our podcast as well. So, and I always put extra bullet points in the descriptions for the YouTube videos and the podcasts that are items that I don't normally talk about in the videos or the podcast. So extra tidbits that will help you with your automobile. So thank you to our certified financial planning professionals, our money gurus, Tony Mielli and Larry Tetro, 50 years experience as fiduciaries. If you don't know what that term means, it just means they know how to make money work hard for you instead of you hard for your money. So if you have an investment portfolio with the bank, can we have a moment of silence as you go and remove it? Okay. Now you're going to hand it to Tony or Larry, and now you're really going to make some money. Debt retirement, estate planning, not escape planning, folks. Estate planning, powers of attorney, medical powers of attorney, beneficiaries, health proxies for young adults over 18. You have living at home. Mortgages, they have great mortgages. I haven't had a mortgage with a bank for almost 20 years now. Great rates and fantastic people to deal with. The ladies out there at IG Wealth Management in Winnipeg as a mortgage department, they're amazing. They get back to you like pronto vista. More. Life insurance, critical illness insurance. You know, here's the thing about insurance. It may seem like an expense, but till you need it, it's a wise investment. So book that discovery meeting with either Tony or Larry, and look, folks, get your questions answered by those who have the fruit on the tree. Not by hearsay, rumor, and popular opinion, and the armchair warriors that think they know everything about anything, but everything about nothing. That's not going to help you. You need to sit down, lay it all on the table, let them listen. There's going to be no condemnation, but you know what? You're going to come away from that discovery meeting we call the hour and the coffee feeling a whole lot lighter. Is that of interest to you? I've known these guys for 20 years. They're my personal financial planners, and when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you from my heart. Leave your checkbook, leave your wallet, leave your purse, ladies at home. Get that discovery meeting. There's no sales trick. They're not selling you anything. But meet with them by Zoom, by phone, in the boardroom, at your home, in a coffee shop, in a box with a fox. They'll do whatever it takes to help you, and that's what they want to do. They don't need any more clients. Neither one of them do. But they want to reach out and share their knowledge with you to help you to get back up on your feet. So take advantage of that. So thank you, Tony and Larry, my brothers from other mothers, for giving us the weekend weather. So now it better not suck, okay? I'm just saying. Otherwise, Tony, I'm going to send you a really bad biscotti. Well, yeah, I'm going to put peanut butter on it. That'll really make it nasty. Here's what we got. Let's read it and weep for Saturday. Saturday's low will be 43 degrees between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. If you're up, you can check that out and verify it, fact check it. And the high will be 49 between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. So pay attention to that and just fact check and make sure it does turn out to be 49. The temperature range will feel like 33 to 37. That's fresh, crisp. Wind will make it feel colder than actual temperature. It may even freaking snow today. Egads, man. What are we getting into? All right, for today, the precipitation total is going to be RAIN, rain. Are you ready for this? You might want to get your inflatable pool toys out and an extra pool noodle for somebody. 1.45 inches of the wet stuff. RAIN, rain. You kidding me? They got to be jamming it to us, don't you think? That ain't no weather forecast. That's filling the swimming pool, man. All right, for Sunday, let's hope we got a little bit better outlook for Sunday. The weekend weather, I'm sorry, I don't make it up. I'm not the message, I'm just the messenger. No precipitation for Sunday. That's an improvement right there. Sunday's low will be 41 degrees between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. The high will be 59 between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. So pay attention. There'll be a quiz on Monday. I'm sure of it. I feel it coming. The temperature range will feel like 36 to 54. Well, that's better than Saturday. So that's something to look forward to tomorrow. Wind will make it feel cooler than the actual temperature. Well, there you go. I am so excited. How about you? Well, I guess when we get our own planet, we can take care of that business. All right, let's jump into our Q&A. Are you ready? You got your crayons? 16-pack of Crayola. Get a fresh hand-pressed leaf bag so you can get some notes taken down. You know, if you got a young one nearby, it is a family channel. They know how to use crayons and the Car Connection flap top, I call it. The flap top. And take some notes for you. Get them on that. And you're teaching them, discipline. Did you get that? Good. That? Did you get that? Good. Oh, perfect. See? You're teaching them to be responsible for their actions. Just imagine that for a minute. Let's just drift back. Not possible. Can't do it. Thank you to City Auto Sales and Leasing, Earl and Louise Grant. You don't know them yet, perhaps, but they're going to be your new car family forever. So make sure you tap in to Earl and Louise Grant because they have almost 25 years in the pre-owned automobile business, and they don't sell any junk. No skunks and mink coats, no pigs with lipstick on. You're going to get low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices every day. So is it worth the drive to visit your new family, Earl and Louise Grant? Yes. Because when you walk in there, they will treat you like family. You won't want to go home. I'm telling you, you won't. You won't want to go home. Even when they're turning the lights off, you go, can we stay a little longer? They are the Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. He is a car guy connoisseur. They have developed a lot of relationships with resources to find these low mileage quality vehicles that look like brand new. And I kid you not, we used to do Car of the Week. And Louise would get their web guy to send that over to me, and it would be a colored picture. And I'd be, every time we got a car for Car of the Week, I'd be drooling. I'd be like, I want that. I want that car like right now, right here in my driveway. Yeah, they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So check in with City Auto Sales and Leasing. If you got to drive 90 minutes to get there, that's a big purchase. Folks, you want to know that you can buy with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. They do in-house leasing as well as financing. So get on that. Write them down. Visit them on our website. Lock them in. And you can be confident in sending anyone you know in your peeps, your family, your coworkers, sojourners, whoever. somebody on a street corner. Send them over to City Auto Sales and Leasing, because you know what? They're going to be treated like a human being and well taken care of. Completely. I kid you not. And Louise, she has the most contagious laugh. If you can stand in front of Louise for 10 minutes and not laugh, that would be almost impossible. Almost impossible. Yeah. She just loves people, loves life. Earl and Louise Grant are great people. So tap into the goodness there. Question number 1. Are you ready? You got your crayons ready? I want to hear a big I'm ready. Well, that was kind of wimpy. Is that the best you got for Saturday morning? How much coffee have you had? 1 cup deep. That's not good. You need to times that by at least 3. Then you'll be excited. Okay, question number 1. Kim asks, should or do we still need to tune up our vehicles? The short version. Do you want the Cole's Notes version? Yes. Next question. That wasn't hard. Okay, you want some details, like the menu, right? The recipe. You know, if you're baking a cake and you leave one ingredient out, what is it? Have you ever asked that before? Say you missed one item off the recipe to make a cake. What is it? Would you eat it? Let me know in the comments on our YouTube channel. Would you eat it? Somebody bakes you a cake and they missed one ingredient. Is it really a cake? I don't know. I like baking. I can't say I've missed an ingredient. I can say that my loaves have improved. They're not sinking in the middle quite as bad anymore. I've gotten a few pointers by some ladies that are baking on the YouTubes. Yeah, has something to do with the wetness of your product. Yeah, can't be too slimy apparently. Yeah, it's got to be kind of on the drier side. Well, that's a fantastic question, Kim, and the long answer is yes, we still do tune-ups. Yeah, and yes, there is a Christmas, just so in case you wanted to throw that question at me from the side. I'm ready for you. Yes, there is. But it's different now. It's not like the good old days were yesterday. And we did spark plugs. I can rattle it right off. Cap, rotor, distributors, wires, PCV valve. PCV valve. Keep going here. What are you doing? Jeepers. Are you asking a question, Siri? Can you cancel that? Yeah, just cancel that. Thank you. Good job. But go buy yourself something nice, okay? Perfect. See what I'm saying? It's crazy. Touch of madness. Yeah, cap, rotor wires, PCV valve, spark plugs. Crankcase ventilation, filter or canister. Pretty much that would be about it. And every vehicle will be pretty much the same. But then times have changed. We don't have distributor caps. We don't have plug wires. Well, you sort of do, but not really. Coil over plug. And then the spark plugs are hidden way underneath it with all kinds of stuff on top that you got to take off to get to them. So we still change spark plugs. And here's where I say, don't listen to the talking heads, the sales team, that your spark plugs can stay in there for 250,000 kilometers. That isn't going to work out for you because they generally don't want to come out. And if we snap them off, then we got to tear half the engine apart and send the cylinder heads out where the spark plug snapped off in them to get it fixed. And is that costing you? Absolutely. So, well, how would you feel about the fellow that said you can leave those plugs in there for 250,000 kilometers? Are you going to keep them on your Christmas gift giving list? That's what I want to know. Because the cost of seeing how far those plugs will go before they start misfiring and then they have to come out no matter what. Watch the video from last summer on the 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan where I was trying to get the spark plugs out. And they had been in there for almost 200,000 K. I managed to get 3 out with 3 remaining, and they did not want to come out. And I used my super duper mini mix and soaked those plugs down for about a week, 2 weeks, and kept working them. Every day I would work those plugs till we got them out. Saved the single mom a ton of money. But it was car down. It's misfiring. And this is the thing, that the vehicles today run too good for too long. And so when things like spark plugs wear out, it's overworking the ECM and the coils. That we have coil over plugs, so every plug has its own coil pack. Not like in the day, like Mr. Green Jeans and Restoration, they have cap, rotor, and wires. And it's one coil feeds all 8 spark plugs. They have distributors that distribute the ignition sparkles, so the spark plugs fire. But today's vehicles, when that spark plug gap gets too wide, and that's what we showed you on that 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan, the plug gap. You got to see that. It's unbelievable. And it's a wonder it didn't blow the ignition module, because on that 2010 it has an ignition module, doesn't have coil over plug, and it generally would fry that ignition module. And at the time, those ignition modules were very expensive, killer expensive. So spark plugs, I'm going to suggest this for the simple reason, then we know we can get them out and replace them. Change them out every 100,000, preferably 80,000 K. I don't care who says what. Get them out of there. I am in the same boat with the 07 Toyota FJ Cruiser. They tell you, 225,000 K. I pull them out every 2 years. Whatever mileage I've done, I pull them out. Because number one, I know I can get them out. Number two, I don't want to overheat the coil over plug modules because they're expensive. I'd rather dump a set of plugs in there fresh, know that I can get them out, and that I'm getting optimum fuel economy. I'm not a guy that runs things until it's broken. I would much rather change it before it's broken and I got the inconvenience of a vehicle down. That just bugs me, especially when I know it could have been avoided. So spark plugs, yes, we change those. Engine air filters, yes, we check and change those accordingly. Cabin air filter, yes, we check and change those accordingly. We check belts, hoses, all the fluids, clamps on the hoses. We find any rusted clamps, spring clamps, we got to get those off there because that means they're weak. You're going to end up with a coolant leak and possibly an overheat and cause engine damage. Catastrophic engine damage and automatic transmission damage as well, all at the same time. It's like a combo. So why waste time? If you're going to wreck the engine, might as well destroy the transmission, and then the car can go to the U-Pullet yard and the buzzards can pick it over. Because that's what happens. What you want to get entertained? Go to a U-Pullet yard, pay the entrance fee, and find how many vehicles in there. Take a notepad. How many vehicles you find totally rotted out in the U-Pullet yard? It'll blow your mind. It really will. It might be like a little pop for me, but it might be a bigger explosion for you. My parents never had to worry about me doing mind-expanding drugs, if you know what I'm saying. I'm okay with that. It's good. It's good. It's good. So tune-up, that's how we do a tune-up for you. And I would also throw in, when I'm doing a tune-up for a customer at my own shop, or if I was doing it for video, I'm going to check the brakes too, because they may need a tune-up. They may be ready to take the calipers off, take the pads out and the pins out, re-lube everything, slam it all back together, and get you down the road having equal braking on all four wheels. So tune-ups today are similar to the past, except we do them a little different. We do them differently. So every time it's in, we're not going to be changing the spark plugs, but we're going to monitor the mileage for you to let you know, hey, next time you're in, the spark plugs need to come out. It's time for them to come out so you don't get yourself into trouble. upside down and sideways. Having to tear the motor apart to get spark plugs out is just dumb. It really is. That's wasted cash. The cost to do that versus buying a set of plugs and paying a tech to put them in, apples to oranges. Just does not make any sense whatsoever. We're also going to make sure we check all the fluids, wiper blades, washer fluid, all of it. We're going to go through everything. That's a tune-up today. And we may make a recommendation for a full-blown fuel injection service. Not putting some goo in the tank and take it for a drive. Full-blown fuel injection service will pay you back in performance and fuel economy. Big time. We'll talk about that another day. But it does. It pays back huge. Not just going to, the Triangle store and grabbing yourself a bottle of snake oil and throwing it in and going, there you go, honey, I just did a fuel injection service for you. No, you didn't. You just put some snake oil in the tank, and that's about it. A full-blown, hardcore fuel injection service is we're decarbonizing the pistons and valves of all cauliflower carbon that robs your vehicle of fuel economy and performance. We're cleaning up the cylinders, the valves, the fuel injectors. We're flushing them out, getting any varnish and paraffins being wax that's in the fuel that helps to complete combustion, and on and on and on. We manually clean out the plenum area where it just gets gummy and gooey in there like driveway sealer. We clean that all out, and I'll tell you this. 9 out of 10 customers that I used my Snap-on motor vac machine. I was one of 2 only in the Hamilton area that had that machine, and we fixed a lot of drivability issues that you could tune cars up, you could change everything all day, but that motor vac would fix the problem because it was carbon, cauliflower carbon, and deposits that we just could not get to by hand. That machine did it. And it was awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, Kim, great question. Yes, we should still be doing tune-ups on our vehicles. Gerry, question number 2. This is an easy one. Tire rotations. Not seeing a whole lot of that going on, and I'm not sure why. Is it a tech side issue, or is it people, you're not being notified? Here's what I did for my clients at our shop on the Hamilton Mountain. I would make a notation on the work order, next oil change service, tire rotation. But we would manage that for them at our end because we always booked an appointment from an appointment, just like the ladies do when they do their hair. They know if they don't get a chair time and they're ready for it in like 5-6 weeks, they may not get in for 5 or 6 weeks after that. I just need a little bit of H2O there. Did you mind? Topping up the overflow. Yeah. Oil change, every other service, tire rotation. Why do I say that? Because you will get the maximum tire wear and tire life out of the tires that you have on your vehicle when they rotate. Because we take them from the front, put them to the back, bring the backs to the front. Same side. We can't rotate them over. Unless the tire shows cross rotation, which shows you 2 arrows crossing each other on the sidewall of the tire, but I don't see those anymore. They were huge at one time. Now it's directional tires. You can only go fronts to back, backs to front, and they stay on the same side because there's an arrow showing you the direction of the tread direction. Does that make sense? The direction of the tread. Never mind. You see the arrow. They go clockwise. You'll see the arrow pointing clockwise, not counterclockwise. Those tires go to Australia. That's what I've been told. Anyhow, every second oil change, tire rotation. No matter what the tech says, it goes, well, they really don't. Yes, they do. They need to be rotated. Because by taking the tires from the front to the back of the car will always even the tread out for you, so you get better wear. So we bring the backs. You'll notice the front tires generally have a little bit of roundness to them, and so they will tend to wear off on the edges. So if you get those to the back before it's too late, the back of the vehicle tracks differently because the back doesn't steer. The front does. And that's why if you're one of these people like some of my neighbors, when they pull in the driveway, holy smokes, it's like they're still on the 401 at the highway speed and they just rip right in the driveway. Take it easy on the turning, folks. That's where you burn tires off prematurely. There's a tech tip for you right there. Don't be running tight and hard into the cornering thing. That burns your tires off on the front quickly. You scrub a lot of rubber off. Just so you know, you're wasting rubber. When you go tight into corners or tight into driveways, slow down, slow right down, save your tires. Tires aren't cheap nowadays. There's no 3 for $4 or 4 for $1 anymore, even on pizzas. I always said, best pizza parlor would be the one that makes the pies and you buy one, get 3 for free. Yeah, a 4 for $1, that kind of thing. So tire rotation, every second oil change. So every other one. Don't listen to the tech. You just tell the service advisor, I would like a tire rotation today, please. Thank you. And while the wheels are off, you say, and a full brake inspection. Perfect time, wheels are off. They can see everything. Brake inspections are not a peekaboo through the rim. We'll talk about that another time. So, great question, Gerry. Way to go, Gerry. Tire rotations, what? Every second oil change. Get on rotation with that. Every second oil change. You will get maximum tire life out of your tires. Okay, next question. Qu'est-ce que c'est? We're running out of time here. Yeah, I got to have my hair done. No, not really. Not today. We got to fix stuff today in the workshop. Bill's question. Question number 3. Timing belts. Timing belts. Engine timing belts. Do we still have vehicles with these things? Well, I got a long answer for you, but I put it into point form so I stay on track and don't dive in too deep. Okay, how many vehicles we have around here? 1. The J-Bean has a timing belt. What else has a timing belt? Oh, the Rocket has 2 timing belts, a primary and a secondary, and they're tough to do. They're a little bit of a miserable thing. But anyways, if you're not sure, gals and fellas, that your vehicle is equipped with a timing belt, then you listen up, because you got to find out. Because here's the deal. Timing belts, if you have a non-interference engine, that's good. That means if the timing belt breaks and you're flying down the QEW at 135, 140, and the timing belt breaks and it's a non-interference engine, that just means the engine quits. The cylinders are still humping and then they'll stop, but the pistons didn't hammer the valves in the cylinder head and smash the engine to pieces, because that'll put your vehicle into the you pull it buzzard yard. In great shape, mind you, but the engine's destroyed, and that's big money. It can't be fixed. When that happens, the engine is catastrophically destroyed. That's what we call an interference engine. So if you're, same scenario, you're scooting down the highway, you're late for work, you're putting the hammer down a little more, you're doing 145 in a 100, because it is only a suggestion, right? You'll wait for the car with the flashing lights on to remind you that that's probably not true. But if your engine is an interference engine and that timing belt breaks at highway speed, or even just pulling away from a traffic light, that's generally when they do break. The pistons smash the cylinder head and it's game over. You're probably sending that vehicle into the as is column in the newspaper or on Facebook Marketplace, because you're not going to want to replace that motor. It's done. It is destroyed. So this is the serious conversation. Great question. We've had timing belts, and then we've gone back to chains, and then we went back to timing belts, and then now we've gone back to chains. Listen up. If you're not sure, If your vehicle is equipped with a timing belt, you need to make inquiry. 2 ways. Look in your owner's manual. Number 1, the book that's pristine. The pages aren't even partly wrinkled. Yeah, that would be your owner's manual. Number 2, make an inquiry to a selling dealer of your particular vehicle and ask, is my vehicle equipped with a timing belt? And the next question, and when should it be replaced? And if you want to get technical, is my vehicle an interference or non-interference engine? Yeah. And I'll put that in the, I'll do you a favor. I'll put that in the details, the description of this podcast. I'll do that for you. Non-interference versus interference. I'll just keep it simple. Which one wrecks the engine completely and which one doesn't. So I'll identify that for you. So stay with me. Several vehicle brands still have them. There. So now you know. Which ones you're saying? Which ones? Some Hondas, some Toyotas, a lot of European models that have turbocharged engines. Okay? So again, you're going to have to make an inquiry. I'm not sure what you're driving. A little more information. Honda Pilot, Honda Odyssey, the Honda Accord V6 models, and Subaru. Some Toyotas. I can tell you the FJ, Toyota FJ, that's VVT, variable valve timing, and it's chain. That engine, that 4 liters chain. And that was one of the other things I wanted, was to get away from the rubber belt thing. Some Fords out there have a timing belt inside the engine that's submerged in oil. No one asked us techs about that. We would have said, what are you, nuts? Anyways, you need to find that out. I'm not sure which Fords, but there's some Fords where the timing belt is submerged in your motor oil because they say the belt lasts longer. I don't know. That's not anything I would buy. And that would be a question. Those are questions I ask when I'm looking at something, but I usually do my homework ahead of time. That's how I bought the 07 FJ Cruiser. It's simple inside to clean out. It's basic electronics. Nothing super fancy. It's easy to diag when something goes wrong, and there's lots of room under the hood to work on it. Bing. Got it. Honda Accord V6 models and Subaru, some Toyotas, and performance engines. So if you have a model from, like say Acura, I can't remember all the high-end stuff. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Acura and Lexus. I can't remember the one for Nissan, but it doesn't matter. They're high-end stuff with performance engines. Check into that because a lot of those performance engines are timing belt driven. Here's where I have a problem with the replacement intervals. And it was a problem back in the early 90s. The American side, they're saying 100,000 miles. On the Canadian side, they'd be saying 100,000 kilometers. Well, us techs will be going, well, what the heck is it? Is it 100,000 miles or 162,000 kilometers? Well, the manufacturers on our side are saying, oh, we're sticking by 100K. And on the U.S. side, they say, no, it's good for 100,000 miles, which in Canada is about 162,000 kilometers. Do I want to take the chance, if the engine is interference, the timing belt breaks and smashes the engine to smithereens? No. So what a lot of us techs that hung around together, we said, we're telling our customers, 86,000 kilometers, you need to get it booked in and get it changed. Because if these guys are wrong, it's going to cost you a motor. So if you want to listen to them and take a chance, it may not work out for you. Far better to change it sooner than when it's too late. So we would book and remind our customers that have timing belts, 86,000 K, we need to get this thing booked in and get it out. So you're better with a timing belt to change it sooner then stretch it. And that's no pun intended. I mean that. Stretch it. And if it's an interference engine, you're looking for another car. It's over because you're going to need a full engine. Okay, next. So we got that. So check with your manufacturer. If they tell you it's 100,000 K, subtract 20. That's when you want to get it booked in. Change it sooner. Don't take it right to the limit. That's what I'm saying. Do not take it to the limit. I think there's a song in that somewhere. Did I write that? I'm not sure. I'll have to check. So automakers, from what I could find, I couldn't remember, so I looked it up. Automakers changed over to back to timing chains approximately 2010. So if that helps you out. And timing belt replacement, again, some are saying 60,000 to 105,000 miles. Again, there's the controversy. They're not giving you the replacements in kilometers. Hello. You know, we got south of the border is in miles, north of the border is in kilometers. What is it going to be, car manufacturers? What's it going to be? So, again, stick with the 85,000 kilometer mark and get it booked in sooner than later. Don't stretch and press your luck because it may not work out for you. So my suggestion, my finishing comment here on that is check your manual or your selling dealer and get verification on that. And again, if they say, well, we're recommending 100,000, trust me, go with the 85,000 K and make sure you've got a date to get it in and get it changed. Don't push it over because it might just be that 101th kilometer and it's all that she wrote. And yes, she's singing and it's over at that point. So remember, cars don't break when it's convenient. They break when it hurts. So till Monday morning, have yourself an amazing weekend. Again, if you were listening to Friday's morning drive with yours truly, Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving men and women, children meals, love and hope, changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region, feeding about 300 out the door hot meals Tuesdays and Fridays, are having a fundraising event, a beef dinner, and I know it's going to be really good. I know that. You will not be disappointed. And the pies, if you like lemon meringue pie, they're so tall, when you cut into them, it caves over. That's a lemon meringue pie. You bet. Dessert, beverages, the full meal deal, freshly made. It's being put on by the Lions Club, and proceeds going to Crystal Ridge Dream Center. So check that out by going to their logo on the homepage of our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Click on the logo for Crystal Ridge Dream Center, open up their profile and get into their website and get your meal booked because it will sell out. It's coming up quickly. And then in May, they're having another fundraiser. It's barbecue, silent auction, some giveaways, raffles, 50-50. They're doing a vintage record album sale again this year. They did an inaugural one last year. And they're doing it again this year. So if you're into the vinyl like I am, you're going to want to get to the vintage record sale. That again, proceeds are going to Crystal Ridge Dream Center. So a couple of fundraisers kicking off early spring, and you can get involved in those. And all the details are on the Crystal Ridge Dream Center website. And just click on their logo on our homepage and get yourself there. You'll have a good time. Barbecue, giveaways, 50-50, and silent auction. And I can tell you, the silent auction stuff that's donated is killer. Oh, yeah, it's great stuff. Great stuff, yeah. Like you don't get, like a really good used 10-year-old hamster or something like that. No, you don't get that kind of stuff. So consider doing that or being a one-time donor or a monthly donor. They don't get any outside funding, so they got to raise the monies to run the show at Crystal Ridge Dream Center. They pay for all of it. So whatever you can do to help them out, do something, and know that you're giving to a very good cause. Faith-based nonprofit organization that's making it happen. So we'll see you Monday morning, bright and early, for another Motormouth 8 a.m. for morning drive. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the weather regardless of. Enjoy the time off with family and friends and just relax. Cool your jets and get ready for the beginning of the week, and we'll see you then. So we'll see you in the next one. Happy, healthy motoring. Peace, patience, kindness always. And we'll see you Monday morning. Bye for now.